Sword of the New World, Granado Espada, is a North American version of the Korean game Granado Espada and is published in North America by K2 Network. It launched in the summer of 2000. Granado Espada won the 2006 Korean Awards for Best Graphics and Game of the Year. The new expansion is being released very soon, and this review is on the pre-Nocturnal Sonata version of the game. The story is that you're one of many noble families adventuring on the newly discovered land of Granado Espada, a newly discovered continent that was found by accident as two intrepid leaders set off to save their loyal subjects from a dictatorship that was engulfing their homeland of Orpesia. Orpesia was engulfed by the foul fog of war as nations of Orpesia struggled against each other in many battles. The story of this game is so in-depth and detailed that it even has a lore section in the official website and is far too long to explain fully in this review. Put simply, you have escaped war to discover a new land, and what a land it is. Graphically on the highest settings, Sword of the New World is amazing. The environments are fairly large whilst not becoming featureless. Huge waterfalls and ruins, every environment is represented perfectly, and it really gives the feel of shifting environments. The character models and armour are also amazing, as they positively reinforce the period feel of the game, right down to the old style pistols that look like they're straight out of Pirates of the Caribbean, and the costumes that, as far as I'm aware, are completely unique in the free MMORPG gaming world. Although all that being said, make sure you have a high enough spec computer, because this game is large and system intensive. Gameplay in this game is unique, as it lets you have up to 3 characters in your squad at a time, and this leads to some fascinating gameplay prospects, especially with the great class choices. You have a choice of 5 classes when you start off, and you can also learn the special class character cards that let you gain control of other class or more powerful versions of classes you already have. The classes you start off with are Elementalist, Musketeer, Wizard, Scout and Fighter. Elementalists harness the powers of ice, fire and lightning to cast defensive magic spells using elemental bracelets they wear. They wear cloth armour and therefore cannot withstand large amounts of damage. The Musketeer is a top tier damage dealer and primarily relies on pistols and rifles. While Musketeers are deadly marksmen, they can do more than shoot enemies from a distance. The Musketeer can fight with bare fists, smash enemies with the butt of its rifle, fire poisonous bullets, slash and stab with a bayonet, and utilise an AoE debuff. The Wizard is a powerful magic using class that specialises in AoE or area of effect damage spells, curses and buffs. This class can levitate, employ telekinetic powers, shield team members from many types of attacks, as well as use a lethal array of curses. The Wizard can cast an offensive buff on allies that reflects damage onto attackers. The Scout makes use of double daggers and attacks fast with swift damage dealing moves, but has less life than the Fighter. This class is also the healer class in the game, but this is one of my only issues with the game. As you control click to move your whole party to a destination, the attack line works perfectly, except when you have a healer in your team. If you control click, your party will automatically attack anything in the way, except your healer, who seems to just run off to the end of the line, leaving the other 2 party members behind to fend for themselves, forcing you to move much slower through the zones. This is one of my only issues of the game. The Fighter is the most flexible of classes, and gains access to some of the best armour in the game and deals a significant amount of damage using a wide variety of weapons. This class can handle large weapons such as 2-handed swords and polearms, fence with a rapier for speed and damage, or when defense matters most, face danger with a single-handed sword and a trusty shield. All these classes make for a well-balanced game, and most class combinations will be fine for leveling. I personally tried putting 3 Musketeers in a team just for laughs, and it is genuinely amusing to see enemies try to get within 3 meters of your character, then go flying, and as long as there isn't a huge mob, a 3 musket party can hold up until their ammo runs out. If you die in this game, you get knocked out, meaning your character falls down for around 2 or 3 minutes or maybe more. This gameplay feature really eases out the learning curve, but can get frustrating because sometimes if you don't have a healer in your party and one of your offensive characters fall, you usually have to watch the rest of your party slowly wither under a frankly unrelenting attack from the NPCs. Another feature in Sword of the New World is that you don't actually have to do anything, but put your characters near an enemy for them to attack it. Healing and basic attacks are all handled by the game. Special attacks like reviving fallen players or massive AoE attacks are controlled and directed by the player. This system works well as it allows players to quickly and easily control 3 different skilled characters at the same time. PvP has different levels. There's family versus family, guild versus guild, and city versus city PvP. These all work nicely and give a great feel of real conflict. The community are generally helpful and sometimes generous to the lower players, and PKing didn't really appear much unless we tried to steal some high level kills while he or she tried to level a low level character of theirs. Overall, the community are accepting of the lower level populace and will hand out and help pretty easily. As with any game, there are always players who are asocial and do not want to mix the game, and the game completely allows for them by making it so that most things in this game can be done solo. This game so far has had few negatives, and the premium system in this game, I'm glad to say, does not give the premium player a massive advantage over the general populace, as it amounts to health and revival packs and costumes. Thank you, K2. Thank you. Okay, finally. This game is going high on our recommended list, with great unique gameplay, a working squad mechanic, friendly community and non-overpowered premium community. The only fault in this game are the healers running off and the occasional boredom, considering sometimes you don't actually have to press anything, just watch your characters own endless mobs. When this happens, you can always move on to tougher enemies though. The story gets 9, the graphics get 9, the gameplay gets 9, and the community gets 8, and the premium players get 10. Overall, this game gets a 9 out of 10 from us.